Jeff Hansen, Window Warriors Forum. Check us out, windowcleaningwarriors.com. Just want to do a product review on a couple of Gardiner water-fed poles. What I have here today, starting on the left, a Gardiner Lite Xtreme 47 that currently has an extension piece loaded into it. In the middle, Gardiner Ultimate High Reach, and this is the full 74-75 footer that also has all the sections loaded into it. And on the right, a Gardiner Ultimate High Reach, just the 47 footer. So that 47 foot Ultimate on the right and the very far Gardiner Super Light on the left, those are both the same length. They're both 47s. The difference between the two is with the Ultimate, you're going to get a more stiffer pole. It will be heavier in weight, but you will get a stiffer pole out of it. They both go the same length. The Gardiner Super Light here, Xtreme, what they do to be able to get this to be a little lighter in weight is there's colored sections. The colored sections are the only areas you can clamp these down. So it's like in 2 foot increments, 2-3 foot increments, it seems. So what you'll do is the pole is flared out the first couple inches here, and then it tapers down until you get to a colored section, and then it flares back out again. So what they did is, by making a skinnier pole for the majority of it and just making those flared sections to clamp down on, you get to drop some weight that way. You lose a little bit of the stiffness, but you can get up. So this is a 47 with one extension into it. We have 2 other extensions that we've put into this, which gets you, I think it's around, quick guess, 63 feet or so. That's a tall pole. It's a little flimsy at that height. We usually work it. We keep this pole like it is, the 47 with one extension into it. We like it at that length. We're just working today on a 4-story, and what we did is we were using, it's 3 stories in front, 4 in back. So we were using the Gardiner Super Light on the 3-story part, but as soon as we got to the 4-story part, we brought in the Gardiner Ultimate, because by going up that floor, even though the Super Light can reach that far, the Ultimate was a much better fit for that scenario because it's a stiffer pole. And when you're that far away from it, that stiffness helps increase the amount of aggression or pressure you can get onto the window and that scrub brush to scrub that pole. We also have a Gardiner goosenecks on all of our poles. This is probably maybe a 9-inch, 7 or 9. Both of those two have 7 and 9 inch there. The big pole probably has maybe a 12-inch on there, and that's what we kind of keep standard. We like the deeper gooseneck the taller we go. It just kind of helps put it away from the glass. Some say it's harder and they tip it a little easier. You know, you do have to watch what you're doing. One thing to take a look at, we like the Kevlar blend on these poles. That's the yellow coloring. Once you get to this this big guy here, you can see it's a standard 47 pole up to this section here, and then what gives you that 74-75 foot reach is this additional section right here, where you can add those 5 sections for length. So you can see that the difference in width here is quite considerable. So this is kind of a lot to grab onto. So what they do is they make this handle right here. It's a quick connect. You slide it on the back of the pole. Same clamp fittings as the pole has. Clamps in place. And what that basically does is that'll just allow you to clamp it in place onto the pole like this. You can hold this, you put it towards the back of the pole, hold it like this with your hand. Just gives you a nice firm handle to be able to grab. So it's a little more comfortable when working at that height. We prefer, I'm a little biased probably because I have not found a better pole than the Gardiner poles yet, and that's my favorite pole. We've tried many other poles, and Gardiner just seems to be what works for us. But we also clean typically 3 to 6, possibly 7 stories. So that's on a commercial end. We don't do much with residential water fed at all. So that might be another reason why we prefer the Gardiner. We feel that they just have a better pole system for working at heights. And I really like their clamp systems. I mean, they could always be improved a little bit, without a doubt. But the reason I like these clamp systems, occasionally if one comes unglued, I can quick fix that. Overnight it's done, or even a 5-10 minute epoxy will help me out, give me a quick fix for a tight situation. But some of the other poles now that have the Allen keys, we have just purchased another pole that has an Allen key. You can tighten the collars up and remove them. They loosen up constantly. So it seems like in a day we're at least tightening some of those Allen screws up because they do loosen up on us. So poles, the weight, what you're using them for, the type of clamps that they have carries a lot of weight with them. But we found that the Gardiner poles have been very good to us, and we like them. We just wish they'd be a little bit easier to get access to in the U.S. But you plan ahead and you can get it figured out, but without any problems. Again, Jeff Hansen, Window Warriors Forum, and that's kind of my take on a couple of Gardiner water fed poles.